Okay, well, I still haven't gotten the results of my rapid test from yesterday, so guess what we're doing? The world's smallest sunroof right there. Try Walgreens this time. Hey, I got a COVID test scheduled today. Okay. Okay. And then put it back in the package? Okay. Okay. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then back in. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate you. Bye. Oh, that always tickles way too much. Whoa. You ever go to the pool and like get water in your nose? How uncomfortable that is? COVID test is like 3 times as uncomfortable as that. I don't know. My allergies are nuts right now. It's time to head in and make a cruise news video. I need some coffee though. Let's get some. Let's roll the intro. Hey, welcome to the Midships YouTube channel. I'm your Captain Corey, and thank you so much for stopping by the channel today. Yo, there is so much going on. It's about to be one juicy episode. There's even a story about some dude wearing women's underwear around a cruise ship. You're not going to want to miss it. But first, wow, we are about to hit a major milestone in cruising, something that you might not have expected to hit quite yet this soon in the game. We're now just 10 days away from the last ship in Carnival Cruise Line's fleet to re-enter operations. Think about that. It's been over 2 years now since the Carnival Splendor has seen anybody on board the ship that's a paying guest. But on May the 2nd, that all changes. The 14-year-old Concordia-class vessel is set to depart from Seattle on an 8-night Alaskan cruise. I actually considered booking on that cruise, but have you seen the price of flights right now? It was like almost $1,000 to book on this flight. Plus, it was nearly 24 hours of travel just for what's normally a 4-hour direct flight. So I'll wait. But if you'd like to cruise aboard the Splendor, you only have until August 30th before she heads down under to Sydney, Australia. Now, switching gears, we have to talk about this kind of salacious story about these old cruise photos coming back to haunt someone years later at their job. This particular story does involve a political figure, which means we're not even going to throw names into the mix here, because I'm not a political channel, and frankly, I don't really care that much about politics, whether it be mine, yours, or your neighbors, or your sisters or your brothers. So I raise the question, can what you do for fun on your cruise hurt you in the future? And it appears the answer is maybe. Based upon dozens of online articles I've read about this story, it's possible that if you participate in some of the more silly events on a cruise ship and you're filmed doing so, people might notice you down the road and use those pictures against you. Especially when people subsequently learn who you are and maybe they don't like you for one reason or another. So they begin circulating the photos and videos of you on a cruise acting a fool. Maybe, for instance, you took part in the Quest game show on Royal Caribbean. That's the game in which participants run around the ship to find different items, and the first letter of that item has to spell out the alphabet. Maybe, for instance, during that show, you run to your cabin and grab your toothpaste for the letter T, and while you're there, you grab some lingerie for the letter L. Well, guess what? You'll be wearing that lingerie and holding that toothpaste up on stage where people are snapping photos, taking videos of you during the cruise. Now, this story is about a public figure who's fairly prominent. You might have heard the name. This person was filmed in lingerie of a different sex from their own during a Royal Caribbean cruise. This person claims that it was during the game show, which seems to make sense based on the pictures and the vibes. And now, these photos are being used against this individual to make them look bad. So, question of the day, is this fair game, or is it kind of like just a little skeezy or lowbrow to do this, because it's quite likely that that's not a normal situation for this individual involved in the game, right? Or anybody for that matter. You don't normally parade around a cruise ship in the underwear of the opposite sex and make funny faces. It's a fun thing to do, right? Quite honestly, that's why I kind of don't do a lot of the game shows on cruises, because, well, people on cruises know me, and I'm sure some people out there really don't care for me. And I don't want to see my pretty decent looking behind on the internet in some lady's lingerie. So there you go, playing game shows on cruise ships, well, it could damage your reputation years down the road, so you better think twice before doing karaoke in someone else's underwear. You got it? Although, if you do, please send the video to me in my DMs. I know all the Midships subscribers would love to see it. And speaking of the Midships subscribers, there's a whole bunch of you that are joining me on my group cruise. And you could be the next person to join if you'd like. There's more information on how you can cruise with me for 5 nights to Carnival's private island, Half Moon Cay, on October 24th aboard Carnival Sunshine in the description below this video. It'll take you to the Facebook page for the cruise group. All the information can be found there. I'll pin one up here too. It's easier for y'all, I think, if you're on mobile. It's going to be a great time. I just ordered some additional swag I'm going to be giving away only to people who make it on board for the group cruise. So if you want your chance to get your hands on some really cool midship stuff that nobody has seen before, that's the only way to do it. Link in the description below. All right, back to the cruise news, and we have a big old ship saying bon voyage to the state of Florida. Yeah, that's right. Wonder of the Seas just began her transatlantic journey over for her season of sailing in the Med. But don't be too sad, because just later this year, Wonder of the Seas makes a triumphant return to her brand new home port of Port Canaveral, Florida. And that is dangerously close. I mean, dangerously close to where I'm located. I think it's going to be the perfect time to get on board the Wonder of the Seas. I'll try and go ahead and make an announcement early on enough in case some of you are interested in running into me on a cruise ship. That would give you the opportunity. And speaking of running into me on a cruise ship, remember, I cruise tomorrow aboard MSC Divina. It's my 3rd time on that ship. Now, with that said, I'm still waiting on my COVID test results from CVS, and it's got me a little bit panicked. So I also went to Walgreens and I did the 2-hour NAAT test. So those results should be in pretty soon. It's only been about an hour. So I'm just like hovering over the refresh button on my email, waiting and waiting for these results to come in. You know the feeling. Don't you keep it a secret from me. It's a little bit stressful waiting for COVID test results for your cruise. But alas, I'm sure the good people of Walgreens are working tirelessly to procure my negative result. Because if it's not negative, I'm going to be one sad cruiser. Oh, and sidebar here. Do you remember how Royal Caribbean's Mariner of the Seas got into trouble in Freeport the other day? Got banged into by that other cargo ship, I think Tropical Freedom was the name. Punched a big old hole in the back of the ship around deck 7. Well, lucky us, Midships family.
Sorry, could you say that again? I'm having trouble hearing you.
Okay, thank you. Well, lucky us, Midships family. I am going to be right alongside Mariner of the Seas in port next Thursday. So you better believe I'm going to be taking my big old zoom lens to see if they've fixed the damage by then. So make sure you're subscribed, and why don't we take bets right here on this article? Do you think the damage is going to be fixed by the time I see it next Thursday? Post your answer down in the comments below. Just say Mariner yes or Mariner no. Use a thumbs up or down, or broken or fixed. All of those work. And wow, there's just way too much cruise news to cram into one episode. I'm doing my darndest though. We're going to get through it all as soon as we can. Now, we got to talk about the Alaska cruise season. It's underway from the port of Seattle on board the Norwegian Bliss, who in just a few hours time, she's probably already loading passengers on board as we speak, as you watch this. This ship is about to depart from Pier 66 in Seattle, going on a beautiful Alaskan cruise, and I wish I could be there. It sounds so amazing to visit Juneau, Skagway, Ketchikan, Glacier Bay. Wow. If you're on that Norwegian Bliss, or you have an Alaska cruise in the next few months, unlike me for some reason, what am I doing? I'm so envious of you, and if you'd like, you could go ahead and stuff me in your luggage. I promise I'll be quiet in your room, and I won't charge anything to the stateroom account, and I'll just walk around with my camera on the ship filming. You'll never even know I'm there. Sounds like a good plan, right? Hey, let's talk about a brand new ship. The Celebrity Beyond is her name. She just came out of the shipyards, and right now she's under the control of internet famous lady captain, Captain Kate McHugh. She's the one with that really cute little naked cat that cruises along with her. It's a really fun Instagram account to follow. You should search for it. Just search for Kate McHugh, MCCUE. And if you're searching on Instagram, why don't you also search for Midships Cruise? One word, because there, your boy, Captain Corey, is about to be posting some amazing behind-the-scenes photos from Half Moon Cay. That's the private island in the Caribbean for MSC. And like I've said before, it's my all-time favorite cruise line private island in the Caribbean. I just love the natural vibes that it gives off there. I'm a nature kind of guy. I mean, sure, I like water slides, they're fun. Coco Cay is a super amazing place. But if you love nature like I do, if you like going to an island that's chill, laid back, has an easy vibe, have your drink package work off the ships at the beach bars, well, MSC might be your ticket to paradise. You ought to check them out, and you're going to see from my content over the next few days exactly why I mentioned that. Hey, let's talk about Port Canaveral again, because Canaveral just brought a ship there that's not homeported there since I don't know when, if ever. But the Carnival Freedom is now officially calling Port Canaveral home. That leaves me a little bit worried about Carnival Liberty because I love the Liberty, and Liberty has that new red, white, and blue paint job. While the Carnival Freedom, at least a few weeks ago, when I saw it, it looked a little rough. It needs some dry dock time or something. Hopefully it gets it, because who wants to sail on a rusty looking ship when you could get on board a beautiful, freshly painted ship like the Liberty? Yeah, call me superficial, but we all like to be in something that looks a little fancier, right? Let's just keep it real here. We'll keep it 100, as the kids say. But with all that being said, the Carnival Freedom does represent an opportunity to take a very affordable cruise and a shorter itinerary out of a super easy port to get to. Yeah, that's right. From the airport to Port Canaveral, you're talking about like a 30 to 40 minute drive, and it's gonna cost you like 30 or 40 bucks if you book your transportation through Carnival. Really super easy for people to get out and cruise from Port Canaveral. And it's overall great news that we now have more ships available to hop on. All right, that's enough bloviating. Let's take the cruise news up north, and we're talking New York City. New York City? Do any of you remember that commercial? I think it was for like Pace Salsa, maybe? Yeah, Pace Salsa. But let's get serious here, because there's also good times ahead, because up in New York City, a brand new ship called the MSC Seascape is set to be christened for the very first time ever on December 7th of this year. In attendance will be some pretty high profile people, including the ship's godmother, Sophia Loren. The Seascape will be the 18th ship for Sophia to christen, and following the naming ceremony, the Seascape is gonna head south to her new home port of Miami, Florida. That's right, she's coming to Florida, baby. So as we wave goodbye to Wonder of the Seas, and as I wave goodbye to Florida tomorrow, don't forget there's gonna be a live stream at Sail Away. I think it's slated to be sometime around the 3 to 4 o'clock hour for MSC Divina. So make sure you've got those notifications turned on. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Thank you so much for stopping by today. And until next time, we'll see ya literally on the Midships. Where's that COVID test result? What the heck? La 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 la